to the first video of my channel. My name is Lauren and I am a 33-year-old Midwestern girly just trying to figure out how I want to enjoy life, because life is too short to not do what you want to do. I've been thinking about starting a YouTube for a long time, but I've always been apprehensive to do it because I was convinced that everything needed to be super aesthetic and you needed to have all this different kinds of equipment and lighting and backdrops, and that you had to be well scripted. And I will say that having a script does help. Like, you don't want to spend too much time rambling. Even though rambling is relatable, you don't want to be all rambly. Anyway, so I finally decided that in the year 2025 that I was going to take the leap and create a YouTube channel. And so you probably are wondering, what is this YouTube channel going to be about? I'm also wondering. No, but on a serious note, this channel is what I'm going to call a variety vlog. And basically what that means is that there are several different kinds of content that I'll be creating here surrounding things that I'm interested in and hobbies that I have. And I don't know, you might get 2 sewing videos in a row. You might get a sewing video and a yapping video. You might get fashion video. You might get cosplay. You might get game. But you'll always know what kind of video it is by the title card. You'll always know. But I figured, why niche down? And I understand that when thinking about targeting audiences and monetizing and all of that, when you don't pick a specific thing for your channel, it becomes difficult to monetize and attract people to be a consistent viewing audience. But I feel like for me, this channel's purpose is to prove to myself that I have the ability to be consistent in keeping a detailed record of my life, and B, for me to be able to share with others knowledge that I've come to know in my 33 years of living, and ways to achieve things that maybe you thought you could not achieve before. And also just to have a regular conversation about how life goes. We are living in unprecedented times, and in the year 2025, I'm setting out to enjoy literally everything I can, in the event that maybe perhaps I'm not able to enjoy some of the things I was before able to enjoy because of things happening in our political climate. So you will maybe sometimes find me here doing sewing content like fixing my prior sewing mistakes of items that I've made for myself before, figuring out how to tailor my clothes so that things that I really love that don't fit very well because of how I'm shaped as a plus size person fit better and I can keep them. I'm also new to dressing in Lolita fashion, though I've been a long-time lover of the fashion. And so you'll find me here both showing you how I figure out alterations on brand that doesn't fit, as well as making my own Lolita main pieces from scratch and accessories. I'll be taking you through what patterns I use, because there are actually a lot of free patterns on the internet that are not specifically geared towards the fashion, but can be modified to be. Because if you can figure out how to make a very poofy rectangle skirt, you can pretty much take almost any princess themed bodice and turn it into a Lolita dress. But more on that in other videos that are coming. I believe I will be posting my first Lolita sewing vlog probably mid this month. Details on that in the caption at some point. I will also be taking you through my kind of transformation as a person. I've decided that in the year 2025, a lot of things have already changed for me, and it is only the end of February. Like, literally, as I'm filming this, today is the last day of February. I just kind of came to a realization that I appreciate the person that I have been up until now, but there are so many things in life that I want and so many things that I just want to be able to experience, and so some of that requires me to make some transformations both in my environment and in my personal self. So I'll be taking you through all of that, one of which is homifying my house. Back in 2021, I bought a home with my family. It's a 2-family home, so we share a duplex together, and I live in the upstairs unit. And I've kind of just been living in it, right? Like, it's not really homey. Really, the only space that I have put time and effort into making cozy and comfy for myself is my bedroom, which, to be honest, given the amount of space that's in here and the way that the walls are shaped, there wasn't really too much that I could do, but what I did do, I do love. So I'll be taking you with me as I go through the other rooms in the house to figure out how I'm going to A, declutter, and B, homify it so that I'm more comfortable in this space. I am also a gamer and a cosplayer. Now, when I say gamer, I don't mean that I'm like out here with like kill ratios that are like super high, and I'm not out here like leaguing it up or whatever. I wouldn't say I'm a cozy gamer because I'm not really into, well, I won't say I'm into, I haven't really played very many cozy type games. I'm mostly into RPGs, JRPGs, puzzle games, strategy games, and so there's a lot of those that I'll be playing. You can catch me over there on Twitch at LoDoesWhatever as soon as I figure out how to use a stream deck. A lot of this channel is me figuring out how to use stuff, learning new things, and then showing you what I learned. Which I hope you'll find interesting enough to stick around. I also participate in vintage and pinup car shows as a person who really loves vintage fashion, but is also in the middle of a fashion crisis where I do not know how I want to dress. I will be taking you through both me dressing in vintage, dressing for work, and because I work a corporate job, and also taking you through how I kind of figure out this next version of myself and what she wants to present to the public fashion-wise. I've been kind of a fashion chameleon for a long time, and this will be a whole nother video because me being into vintage fashion but also being into EGL and Lolita are kind of, they some versions of vintage fashion meet where Lolita kind of begins, but being in the pinup side of vintage fashion is a completely different end of the spectrum as far as what gets sexualized and what doesn't. So being on both ends of that fashion spectrum is an interesting dichotomy to live in, and I'll talk about that more in another video as I'm sorting through how I want to actually present myself to the world. And being plus size on top of it. I am a person who is a type 2 diabetic, and I have been for, oh God, I was diagnosed back in 2018. I also have, well, disclaimer, I say I have, I don't know if I have it anymore due to a recent hysterectomy, but I was diagnosed with PCOS at the age of 13. And so between the diabetes and the PCOS, there are a lot of health things that I am managing, and I want to share with you guys some of the things that I am doing and have done, and where I've been and where I'm at now and where I hope to be. I am taking a GLP-1 medication, and I also want to share kind of what all that is about. I also kind of just roam the city a lot, and I really like food. Very interesting, right? Like, I just talked about how I'm a type 2 diabetic, but I enjoy food. Yes, I enjoy food, but I enjoy like the flavors and the different kinds of things you can do with food and learning new recipes. So you might find me trying out some TikTok recipes on here. You might find me taking you around the city to new places that I haven't been before and just kind of vlogging about what's there. I will also take you to some of my favorite places and explain why those are my favorite places. Like I said, variety vlog, okay? So there's a lot going on here on this channel. I appreciate you, whether you're here for sewing content, whether you're here for cosplay content, gaming, food, or just to yap with me, fashion, whatever you come here for, I appreciate you being here, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!